A while ago, we talked about the build out of Google Fiber Internet in Kansas City, and we kind of speculated about how would this impact the big traditional internet service providers. We are now seeing the impact. AT&T has announced they're ready to start selling internet service over fiber optic wires with a huge capacity to move data very quickly in Kansas City, in Leawood, in Lenexa, Olathe, and Overland Park, Kansas. The company said it's going to expand later to Independence and Shawnee as well. This is the first clear challenge to Google Fiber. Google Fiber is still wiring the market with their super fast internet service. And incredibly, AT&T is directly competing both in terms of speed and price with Google Fiber in Kansas City. They're going to be offering internet connections of up to a gigabit per second. This is about 100 times faster than what most US homes have available. It's going to cost about $70 a month. With basic TV, it will cost about $120 a month. Now, in that $70, there is a possible $29 additional fee, which we're going to talk about in the next segment. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. But $70 a month fiber internet will be available from AT&T. This matches Google's speed. This matches Google's rates, although AT&T customers would get free HBO for the first 3 years. If this is not solid proof of how competition works in the cable industry, I don't know what is. Let's not pretend that the prices aren't outrageous anyway compared to other countries in terms of internet speeds that are available and what the cost is. But this is faster internet that's available in even some big cities at a reasonable price given what this costs in the US. And the reason AT&T is doing this is obviously because of the imposition of Google Fiber.
Yeah. Well, ask a Republican. They'll tell you that this is capitalism working. We're letting the free market decide. This is good business. This is competition. This is good for America. But yeah, I mean, this is just logical. AT&T has no choice.
And of course, the Republicans push for free markets and deregulation when it is convenient, but not when it would actually hurt the profits of big corporations. It's always very carefully couched and calculated. All of a sudden, if AT&T is able to offer faster service for less money, where the only identifiable change in the market is that they have a competitor, namely Google Fiber, doesn't that just prove that they're price gouging all around the country?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I will add that there's one thing that Google Fiber is doing that AT&T is not doing, and that is allowing a slower form of internet that is essentially free after a $300 installation charge, free for life.
Right. Google is offering, you pay $300 once the area is wired, you pay $300 one-time installation fee, and you now have free internet service for life. Now, obviously, if you keep it for 30 months, it's like $10 a month. If you keep it for 60 months, it's like $5 a month. You do the math. It's not free per se. You're just paying for the installation, and then the service on an ongoing basis is free. AT&T is not offering that. Interestingly enough, I just saw a piece about Facebook, and Facebook is involved in a program to put free internet, to convince mobile broadband carriers to give their users free internet, a kind of limited internet access, which of course would include access to the Facebook website, with the idea that if we give basic internet to more people, that's a good thing. And it'll be good for the companies as well, because when people get some free internet, it may well want them to actually start paying for a more expanded internet. But these ideas of offering free internet oftentimes actually are revenue neutral. In other words, you can still make money even offering free internet.
I think ultimately there's got to be some basic, medium to slow form of basic internet for everyone in this country.
Yeah, and let's also consider that if you have total deregulation in the way that you have 30 different companies laying their own fiber, that's also not efficient, right? So when we talk about competition in this field, we're not saying let's have 30 internet service providers digging up and doing work all the time, each to carry only their own customers. That's not what we're suggesting. And this is why it would be so important, and hopefully it will happen, to regulate the internet as a public utility, because then you can have shared resources while removing the opportunity, at least part of it, for the companies to price gouge. That's even just more support for doing what FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler said we should be doing.
And I mean, it's just not a matter of business and, infrastructure and all of that. I mean, it's just such an important tool and people need to have it.